Celine Tam stunned the world with her incredible voice on America's Got Talent. But life after the show hasn't been a piece of cake for this teen star. Even with fame, life away from the limelight had its challenges for this young talent. As she attempted to balance her singing career with the everyday demands of childhood and routine life, things proved tougher than anyone could have anticipated. What has actually been going on in her life since the camera's cut is a tale that will shatter your heart like never before. Because whereas viewers saw a golden girl who was bound for glory, out of sight was a child developing under massive strain and still struggling to find herself. If this kind of story touches your heart, if you're someone who cares about truth, responsibility, and speaking up for the voiceless, please like this video, subscribe to our channel, and share it with someone who should hear it. Let's get started. Before the world knew her as Celine, she was already steeped in music. She was born on November 22, 2007, in Hong Kong within a family in which music was not merely a hobby but a life. Her father, Dr. Steve Tam, was not only a teacher but a music lover, and her mother, Zim Shan, also made sure their home was filled with songs and rhythm. Even Celine's younger sister Dion played a part in the musical environment of the family, and the sisters carried on their parents' affection for the legendary Celine Dion, to whom they themselves were named. This was no coincidence, but rather an indicator of the parents' utmost admiration for the singer, almost a prophecy that music would be a vital part of their daughters' lives. Celine's gift was apparent right from the beginning. At only 3 years of age, she surprised her father singing "My Heart Will Go On" in the car with the maturity to match. That one moment ignited something special. Her father knew at once that she had potential and dedicated himself to helping her develop her talent. He exposed her to all types of songs from different cultures, genres, and languages, widening her knowledge of music and refining her natural skill. Her skills were well beyond her years, and her singing was filled with emotion, something that seemed impossible for anyone so young. Dr. Tam even started a singing academy, although much of his time and effort was devoted to helping his daughter find her own special path. It wasn't easy playing the roles of teacher and father, but Dr. Tam did so with ease. He never allowed training to take priority over his obligation to ensure Celine was healthy and happy. This balance enabled Celine to flourish, and she started to have her confidence boosted as she started competing in small competitions in local singing competitions. She soon became noticed not only for vocal prowess but for passion. Her breakthrough came when she appeared on Let's Sing Kids, where she showcased her natural talent and won over judges and audience members alike. These moments were launching pads that took her from Hong Kong and finally to the world stage. By 2015, Celine was ready for more, and she tried out for Britain's Got Talent. Even though she didn't do very well in the competition, the experience was great for her and got her prepared for what was yet to come. And then in 2017, everything changed. She tried out for America's Got Talent, a stage much bigger than she had ever stood on in her life. And that is when the world would fall in love with her. On August 1, 2017, 9-year-old Celine walked onto the AGT stage. Judges Simon Cowell, Heidi Klum, Mel B, and Howie Mandel observed intently as she nervously made her introduction. With bravery that was beyond her years, she decided to perform a rendition of "My Heart Will Go On," the very same song that had begun her first experience at age 3. It was not a random choice, but a deeply symbolic one, a loving reference to her family's affection for Celine Dion and the song that connected her childhood to her aspirations. As soon as she started singing, there was quiet in the auditorium. Her voice moved through the air with emotion, conveying not only technical proficiency, but raw emotion that touched everyone listening at a very deep level. As she hit the high notes, the crowd burst into cheers, recognizing that this young girl was not your typical competitor, but a star in the making. The judges could not help but be visibly shaken. Simon Cowell, usually hasty and critical, expressed genuine admiration for her talent. Heidi Klum described her as sweet and lovable, and Mel B and Howie Mandel applauded her talent for expressing so much emotion through song. And then came the moment of life-changing. Guest judge Laverne Cox, smitten with the performance, hit the golden buzzer. Confetti poured down as Celine's eyes went wide with shock and her family, sitting proudly in the sidelines, dashed towards her to hug her as they wept, tears of happiness streaming down their faces. That one instant propelled her into global stardom. Her audition video went viral, getting millions of views on all platforms. Celine Tam was no longer, overnight, a talented Hong Kong girl, but an international phenomenon. She went on to reach the semifinals with the aim of showcasing her versatility. She had initially intended to sing Michael Bolton's "How Am I Supposed to Live Without You?" But then at the 11th hour, she opted for Disney's Moana's "How Far I'll Go." This was an adventurous choice that spoke of her maturity and need to venture into something new. Wearing a pastel-colored dress that complemented the gaudy nature of the song, she sang another strong set that combined innocence with adulthood. The judges were impressed once again, with Simon Cowell noting her significant development as an artist. Yet, despite her undeniable talent, her AGT journey took an unexpected turn. When the semifinals results came in, Celine did not advance to the finals. The news shocked fans, many of whom believed she deserved a place among the top contenders. Some of the problem was the stiff competition, specifically from Angelica Hale, another teen powerhouse singer who blew away the crowd with her dramatic performances. While Simon complimented Celine on her improvement, Mel B panned her song choice as too theatrical and lacking in emotional variety. The audience booed, but the harm was done. Ultimately, votes went to other performers and Celine's journey on AGT came to an end earlier than anticipated. Despite that, the firing did not signal the end of her journey. With poise well beyond her years, Celine expressed appreciation to her fans on social media for their support and highlighted how much she was thankful for the experience. Instead of allowing the disappointment to discourage her, she used it as motivation. Back in Hong Kong, she was welcomed with unreserved love and adoration. She sang at the Miss Hong Kong pageant, where her performance of My Heart Will Go On reminded everyone why they had loved her initially. She kept her career afloat as she participated in Singer 2018 in China, where she competed against more experienced artists and managed to hold her ground. Her capability to perform various music styles confirmed she was not just a one-hit wonder from AGT. She was a serious artist with long-term potential. Another career highlight of hers was that she collaborated with Jeffrey Lee, another gifted young singer. Their duet of You Raise Me Up went viral, garnering millions of views and earning kudos for its emotional content and the flawless combination of their voices. The chemistry between them showed how music can bring people together and inspire, and the duo continued performing together, cementing their status as up-and-coming stars. Celine returned to the limelight in 2019 with even more determination by participating in World's Got Talent, a one-off show featuring acts from around the franchise. Again, she gave stunning performances which were well-received and even earned her another golden buzzer that propelled her into the top 8. Although she lost, she continued to show that she is a world talent by participating and reaching even more fans around the globe. Along the way, social media was a big part of her trip. Celine utilized websites such as Facebook and YouTube to keep in touch with her fans, posting updates, behind-the-scenes information, and personal messages. Fans dispersed all over the world came together to support her, providing encouragement and enjoyment over her success. Her potential to connect with her fans on a personal level probably kept her relevant even after she no longer appeared on AGT. But even as she became more successful, life for Celine was not easy. The burden of fame at such a young age meant that challenges were in store for her that most children never encounter. Balancing school, self-development, and a career that spanned the world meant sacrifices had to be made. She was criticized and doubted, some speculating that her parents were forcing her too hard, or if she was being allowed to have a normal childhood. Her father, always her guardian and mentor, made sure her happiness was paramount. But the weight of expectations and ceaseless comparisons to Celine Dion rested heavily on her shoulders. Now in her teens, Celine had to deal with the intricacies of discovering her own identity. No longer the cute child wonder, she had to mature as an artist and ensure she could mature with her fans. This phase was not easy. While some child stars fade into obscurity after their moment of fame, Celine continued working tirelessly to refine her voice, experiment with new styles, and carve out a space for herself in the industry. She performed at events, collaborated with musicians, and used her online presence to share covers and original songs, slowly building the foundation for a sustainable career. Celine's tale is one of triumph and tragedy. Her AGT moment of glory is forever etched in memory. But the years that followed proved life more complicated than a reality competition highlight reel. She endured disappointment, criticism, and the daunting challenge of living up to impossible expectations. Yet still, through everything, she showed resilience and grace. She never did stop singing, never did stop reaching out to her public, and never lost hold of the dream that began when she sang in the car at 3 years old. Her own journey is only beginning. As she keeps growing as an artist and as a human being, she continues to be a reminder of what can occur when talent meets with possibility and where a family's love is used to fan into flame a little girl's dream. For those who followed her from the AGT stage to her international performances and social media updates, Celine Tam is more than a contestant. She is a reminder that the path to success is rarely straight, often filled with heartbreak and struggle, but worth it for those who truly love their craft. So is Celine Tam's Post America's